Ragwort is poisonous to horses and can kill them slowly over time. But what is the best way to get rid of this injurious weed in your paddock? Is cutting it or pulling it or chemically treating it the best way, and how do you best approach this? In this TCM video, you'll learn what Ragwort is, how to spot it in your paddock, how it poisons horses, what the legal requirements are for its removal, and how best to get rid of it. Let's get on. So what is Ragwort? Ragwort comes in 19 varieties, but the most troublesome is common Ragwort. Ragwort is considered an injurious weed and grows well in grassy fields, overgrazed areas, and in horse paddocks. Unfortunately, the poisonous nature of Ragwort can mean a death sentence to horses, donkeys, and other cattle. So how do you identify common Ragwort? Well, for all its sinister properties, common Ragwort is actually quite pretty. It's a daisy-looking yellow plant that grows well in the summer and towards the end of summer. At about 1 meter tall, Ragwort grows in clusters and flowers from about June to November. Common Ragwort leaves are dark green and feathery in appearance. You will often find common Ragwort in grasslands and farmlands, woodlands, wetlands, heath and moorlands, and in rocky places. Is Ragwort poisonous to horses? Yes, Ragwort is poisonous to horses, but also donkeys and ponies and some other cattle too, but strangely not sheep. And whilst younger horses are more likely to see fatalities, the horrific nature of this sickness is not something anyone wants to witness. Whether the horse has consumed a lot of Ragwort in one go or ingested it slowly over time, the symptoms can differ, but the damage this nightmare plant can do is largely the same. Your horse may suffer with a whole host of symptoms, including stomach upset, photosensitivity, jaundice, and even depression and hemorrhaging before the toxins target the liver and cause irrevocable damage. Sadly, the symptoms of Ragwort poisoning are similar to other illnesses horses may have, and often they go unnoticed. So if you do suspect your horse has been poisoned by Ragwort, contact your vet immediately, because if undetected, it can do a whole lot more damage. Is there a legal requirement to remove Ragwort? Unlike the infamous Japanese knotweed, there is no legal requirement for you to remove Ragwort from your land, but why you wouldn't want to, especially when there are horses grazing, is beyond me. However, gov.uk do state you can have harmful weeds growing on your land, but you should stop them spreading onto agricultural land. Clearly, allowing Ragwort to spread onto grazing pasture where your horses or other cattle may be grazing is unethical, let alone illegal. If you do allow Ragwort to spread onto other land, you could be prosecuted under the Weeds Act of 1959. It's also important to realise that you can be prosecuted for allowing an animal to consume Ragwort, and rightly so. If you see horses or other livestock grazing where Ragwort is growing, you should report this to a recognised animal welfare organisation as soon as possible. So what's the best way to remove Ragwort? Clearly, Ragwort should be removed from any areas where horses graze, but what is the best way to remove it? Careful consideration should be taken here, because no Ragwort infestation is the same and should not be treated equally. Here are some things to consider before you tackle it. Cutting it. Cut Ragwort is still toxic, and worse still, is more palatable to horses. So although this is a possible removal method, we wouldn't normally recommend it for paddocks where horses graze. What's more, you should only cut Ragwort before it flowers to prevent its seeds spreading and regrowing further afield. Pulling. Pulling or digging Ragwort is the best removal method, but you have to ensure that the entire area has been eradicated to ensure that no harm comes to your horses or livestock. Chemical treatment. Perhaps the best way to treat Ragwort on your land is through chemical treatment, so very strong weed killers, for example. However, this is also one fraught with danger, because as we all know, weed killers aren't the best for animals or our environment at all, so careful consideration should be taken here as well. At TCM, we understand that the welfare of your horses and livestock are paramount to you. This is because our managing director, Howard Downer, also has horses, and this is what he has to say. As a horse owner myself, I understand people's need to remove Ragwort from their grazing pastures as soon as possible. No one wants a poorly horse, but consult Ragwort removal services first, because the wrong removal method could land you in a worse situation. Of course, most of us would rather not pay for a company to come in and remove the Ragwort for us, because this costs a lot of money. But when our animals' welfare is at stake, it really is something to consider, and it doesn't cost that much in the grand scheme of things. What's more, Ragwort experts understand the laws surrounding this plant and can remove it from your land legally and cleanly to help you avoid with getting in trouble with the law and ensure your horses are happy and healthy.
The best time to treat common Ragwort is in the early spring, so stay tuned for more Ragwort videos coming out in 2025. Or if you have any questions about Ragwort, give us a call today.